Hello everyone, I'm Tejas Gokhale and with my co-author Pratyay Banerjee, we will present VQA LOL, Visual Question Answering under the Lens of Logic. This work was done in collaboration with Chitta Baral and Yejo Yang at ASU. Visual question answering is a crucial task at the intersection of vision and language. It is intuitive for humans. Given an image and a question about it, the goal of a VQA system is to predict the answer to this question. Last year, several methods were proposed almost simultaneously, which share a key central idea. Cross-modal transformers pre-trained for critical vision and language tasks, and then fine-tuned on downstream tasks such as VQA. In our work, we study robustness of VQA models with respect to logical operations in questions. VQA models are able to answer the question, is the plate green, with the correct answer yes, but when we use a negation in the question and ask, is the plate not green, the model still answers yes, which is wrong. This observation is shared for conjunction and disjunction. In this image, the model is able to answer two questions correctly when asked one at a time. However, when these same questions are combined with a conjunction or disjunction, the model predicts the wrong answer in both cases.
Our observation after experimenting with many such examples was that VQA models seem to not comprehend logical operations such as negation, conjunction, and disjunction. While much progress has been made by visual question answering models in answering yes-no questions, they are not robust to transformations of questions. In this work, we explore one such transformation, the logical composition of two or more questions. Our work seeks to overcome this shortcoming. To test our hypothesis and to train and evaluate models which we can answer logical questions, we need a dataset. So how is this dataset created?
We first choose yes or no questions from the VQA dataset to act as components for our data creation process. Of these, we retain those questions with a single unambiguous answer chosen unanimously by all human annotators. We can therefore treat these as propositions with truth values and combine them using logical operators. A question is negated by a template-based procedure by inserting a not or a no in the appropriate location in the question. For conjunction and disjunction, we add the words and or between two component questions. As shown in the table, we get 10 logical questions for each pair of original yes or no questions. The true answers to these are determined by logical formula. In addition to simple compositions of existing questions from the VQA dataset, we also make use of external annotations from COCO, that is, objects and captions, to create supplementary yes or no questions. We also create questions about objects by replacing an object word with another object word, such that it results in a change in the answer. We then logically combine these questions to get our dataset. An example can be seen on the screen. The image contains a person, a cup, and a cell phone, and two captions are provided. Using these, we create additional question B, which is about an object, and C, which is from the caption, and then logically combine these with the original questions.
Now that we have this dataset, what models and methods are used to learn the task?
Our solution for answering such questions consists of a cross-modal feature encoder, a question attention module that predicts the type of question, a logic attention module that detects the presence of logical connectives. These modules, along with a Fréchet compatibility loss, are used to predict the final answer. Inspired by the attention mechanism, where the representations are learned with a weighted sum of similarity between the sequence of words, we perform a weighted and projected sum of cross-modal representations. The weights are learned from the provided question type annotations. We have a different projection layer for each type of question, which is used by a feed-forward layer and combined. For yes or no questions, we replace the projection with our logic attention. The logic attention module has the same principles as the question type attention, but here we learn the weights for the presence of logical operations in the question.
Our models are trained to minimize an objective that consists of 4 components. The question answering binary cross entropy loss, where the answer probits are multiplied with the probits of the question type predicted weights of the corresponding answer. For example, the yes-no answer options belong to the yes-no question type. The question type attention loss is the standard cross entropy loss, whereas the logic attention loss is the binary cross entropy loss, as we can have multiple connectives present in a question.
So what is the Frechet compatibility loss and why do we need it?
Frechet inequalities provide upper and lower bounds for probabilities of logical combinations of propositions. In our case, since our question and answers are logical propositions, we would like them to obey this Frechet inequality. To ensure this, we define a new loss function called Frechet compatibility loss, a constraint for our models to predict answer compatible with the underlying logical operation. Indeed, an intuitive baseline is to simply parse the composite question to identify the individual questions. Use a SOTA-VQA model to answer and then perform the logical operation to find the final answer. So we design a BERT-based sequence stagger parser to split the question, identify the set of operands. We also compare our models with an oracle parser, where we directly use the ground truth question constituents and ground truth logical operations. This acts as the upper bound.
So how does our LOL model fare against the baseline LXMERT?
This slide summarizes our results. While state-of-the-art models perform well on the VQA test set, they have almost random, that is 50% performance on our logically composed questions, thus exhibiting little robustness to such questions. Our LOL model, on the other hand, retains VQA performance and substantially improves performance on logically composed questions. We will now elaborate upon these results with comparisons, ablation studies, and analysis. When trained on our new data, performance on VQA compose and VQA supplement improved, but there is a drop in performance on yes-no questions from VQA. Each of our components contribute to a performance improvement. Our LOL model is able to retain performance on VQA V2 while achieving improvements on all validation datasets. To test for compositional generalization, we train models on questions with a maximum of one connective, single, and test on those with multiple connectives. Our models are better equipped with the baselines to generalize to multiple connectives. Our models also obey the commutative property. At least 100K samples are needed before models can achieve a level of robustness to VQA compose and supplement. It is also interesting to observe models trained only on VQA composite samples are not able to generalize well to VQA supplement with a marked difference of 15%. What happens if we increase the number of operands? We test our models on questions composed with more than 2 components. As shown, our end-to-end models outperform the baseline LXMERT model. Finally, we compare our models with the baseline on both VQA test set and our logically composed validation set. First, we compare with the parser-based method with the Oracle parser acting as the upper bound. The trained parser has a significant drop. This is because this parser has difficulty with negation and parsing longer compositions. End-to-end models do not need to parse the question and overcome these hurdles and are close to Oracle parser accuracy. Our LOL models maintains an overall performance on the VQA test set and at the same time substantially improves from the random performance to 82.39% on VQA compose and 87.80 on the VQA supplement. This shows that the logical connectives in questions can be learned while not degrading the overall performance on the original VQA test set. And our models are within 1.5% of the state of the art on all 3 types of questions on the VQA test set.
Robustness in VQA has become an active area of research within the past year, with many challenges and methods being proposed. VQA-CP deals with distributional shifts in answer space, Selvaraju with sub-questions, Ray et al. With entailed questions, Ribeiro et al. With implied questions, and Shah with rephrased questions. Our work opens up a new dimension to research in this area by training models to be robust to logical transformations. It remains to be seen whether all these dimensions could be unified into a single conceptual framework to enable principled research in VQA robustness. Thank you, and please visit our poster.
Thank you.